For too long, we've lived in a world of canceled and delayed. No more. Those plans you've been making, they're on, thanks to OnGo, the #1 ranked at-home rapid COVID-19 test. So that vacation where you get to swim with the pigs, it's on. Your friend's wedding that was pushed back 4 times, it's on. The roar of the stadium, it's on too. OnGo, COVID-19 test results in minutes. OnGo is available at letsongo.com/radio and Amazon. This product has been authorized by the FDA during the public health emergency only, and only for the detection of proteins from SARS-CoV-2, not other viruses. The claim #1 ranked is supported by ECRI's usability evaluation conducted in December 2021.
What's up, folks? I have a free view of the Lost Zane recordings. Now, this episode of the Lost Zane recordings took place on the 9th of November 2016, the day after the election. So, pretty much, we were fucking freaking out because Trump won. Holy shit. It's interesting. I wonder where my brain was at this time. I have not listened to this show. I know that we covered a lot of ground. In fact, I've got the first segment of the whole show right here. It's like 35 minutes. We were just rambling on about this craziness when Trump won. Son of a bitch. Anyway, if you want the full show, it's on my Patreon, Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. $5 or $10 a month. $5 a month is all the audio. I suggest just trying it out with that and see if you like it. If you like it, let it ride each month. Maybe upgrade to the $10 a month, which is audio, video, live streams. Okay? Or convert to a yearly, and I'll knock 10% of the price for whatever you choose. Or cancel it because you hate it. That happens. Hey, thanks for trying. I just appreciate the time, you know? Okay. Have at it. Enjoy this, the free view of the Lost Zane recordings.
Right now, a historic moment. We can now project the winner of the presidential race. CNN projects Donald Trump wins the presidency. The business tycoon and TV personality capping his improbable political journey with an astounding upset victory. Donald J. Trump will become the 45th president of the United States, defeating Hillary Clinton in a campaign unlike anything we've seen in our lifetime.
Okay. Get after it. 1-800-785-1073. Get after it right now. 1-800-785-1073 for all of West Michigan and beyond. You have an amazing night going on, taking place, and we are living it as some. It could happen, but the way information transmit at such an alarming pace, it could happen that right now somebody for the first time is hearing that Donald Trump has won the presidency. I repeat, Donald Trump is the winner, the next president of the United States.
Yeah, you said that earlier. I was like, no way. There's no chance anyone heard it just now. There's no way.
Well, the only way it would is if someone, obviously before the announcement was made, crashed, and then is waking up via a clock radio or their phone, and this is on. We'll definitely take that call, 800-785-1073. Women, Muslims, Latinos to the front of the line.
Let's put black people in front of the line, too.
I was going to say that, but for some reason, slipped.
I'm wondering what, like,
African Americans, women, Latinos, Muslims, all to the front of the line.
Well, that's an underlying theme, too. I'm sure we'll get into it. I mean, what the hell else are we going to talk about?
Yeah. I mean, let me just say
voter turnout was a big one.
There is, it's on a day like today, when something as historic as this has happened throughout our country. It's a rare moment where if we were to delve into any other topic about, hey, another squirrel got loose in a nursing home, I would feel a gnawing pull back to the story of the day and the story of a lifetime, in my opinion, of Mr. Trump, a businessman and reality TV star, has shook up the world and defeated Hillary Trump. And in a lot of cases...
Hillary Trump.
God dang it. I'm fried. I'm ruined. I'm not saying I'm ruined because he won. I'm saying I'm ruined because I'm just flabbergasted by the shock of this news. And he beat her ass in a lot of cases. Yeah. With a stick. The fact that, by the way, Michigan has not yet been announced. And
they're still waiting on my county, Wayne County.
And Trump took her out in Ohio, took her out in Florida, took her out in North Carolina,
Pennsylvania,
took her
right?
out in Pennsylvania. Boom,
dagger.
And okay, let's go back in time to the last 48 hours, and there have been a lot of clues that have happened that made a lot of people kind of go, huh, what's going on there? And I think it all boils down to when Michigan, West Michigan, incredibly became the center of the world. Because,
in my opinion, West Michigan is kind of what really started getting people's attention.
Absolutely.
Right here.
Why all of a sudden was there a gigantic push from the Clinton campaign to get ads on when there were none before? Why all of a sudden did Mrs. Clinton arrive on the scene when it became clear that Trump was, it was all hands on deck? You had the daughters in Hudsonville. You had Pence in Traverse City. You had Donald Trump in West Michigan for his final stop on the campaign.
He was here, 4 times? Or was it 3? It doesn't matter. Either way, it's unheard of for a president to go to one place that many times.
And then Barack Obama comes to Ann Arbor, and Jim Harbaugh shows up. I mean, that was, okay, very dramatic. And so then it was like, boy, why that's interesting. And then the amount of people that showed up to support Donald Trump. It was more than 12,000 people packed into DeVos Place, line out the door, and they had lined up there early. And they were very vocal and thorough in making it clear that this was going to be a fight. And so you're like, wow, that's an interesting thing. And so fast forward to the next morning. 7 a.m., the polls open. We start hearing on this show, hey, it's 7:03, and I lined up in Rockford.
Yeah, I'm voter number 100. What the hell?
Just like that. It's like, well, that seems like a lot of people all of a sudden. And then that was kind of the theme throughout the day. You kept hearing about an incredible voter turnout. This had defied all polls, and Trump did, again, exactly what he said he was going to do, and won again. And this time, he doesn't have to win anymore. He won the whole damn thing. 800-785-1073. This is the type of show where, it's tough to write one. It really is, because...
How's that prep doing for you?
Yeah, I mean, I very difficult to sit there and say, okay, we're just going to occasionally reference it. No. This is so pronounced and gigantic. We'd be fools.
Remember that Chomo video from early on in the show where the dude, I forget his name, but he captured all these Chomos coming up at the Taco Bell parking lot? Remember that guy?
That vigilante guy.
Yeah. One of the guys was said he was really sorry. Do we really care? Is that otherwise? If the election was last night, we'd be talking about that,
right?
But no one cares about that.
That happened. That's
what I mean. Yeah. One of the guys was. I think he had a trial yesterday or something like that. Okay. He was in front of a judge. He said he was really sorry or whatever. So no one cares about that right now.
Yeah, there are all sorts of things in the world going on that on a normal day we would talk about. But boy, so
popular vote. I don't know if you saw that. That's still close.
Yeah, it's still very, very close.
But so many people turned out. I cannot believe.
I think that in order, so Trump wins all these key states that, everything early on went as they thought it would. And then when I started watching the returns on Florida, and I don't know if it's like this every election. I don't pay attention to it that much because never has it been quite a substantial, at least for me, something that I would really get into. But I noticed that as the returns from Florida started to come in, to me, that was one of the indicators that this could go for Mr. Trump. Or now President Trump. And you see, like, okay, Trump leading by 30,000 votes, 10% precincts reported, and then it would say 20, and then she would take the lead.
Right.
Secretary Clinton would take the lead. And it was just flip-flopping back and forth, back and forth. And I don't think anybody believed that it would go down like this. I think
no. If you're lying to yourself if you say that like you thought Trump was going to win essentially in a landslide. There's no way anyone. Even if you thought he was going to win, not like this.
I think that and then of all people, Jennifer Granholm peeled the curtain back inadvertently. She was interviewed. Now, she was at the place where, I forget the name of it, where the victory party, Mrs. Clinton's...
Oh, yeah. Jennifer Granholm was picking out desks for her cabinet position already.
She was there being interviewed by either CNN or I'm not sure who. And she starts out... Now, this is at like 8:15 at night. And she keeps saying, don't worry. Don't worry. And I thought to myself, who are you talking to? Because that told me that there was something
to worry about.
Something buzzworthy within the inner circle there that was cooking because she kept saying it.
Yeah, the more people tell me not to worry, I'm going to start worrying.
And she was trying to put a calm face and, it's good. And I went, oh, boy. And that's what I would tell. I mean, there was this boat called the Titanic, and I'm sure that at that point there was a lot of people saying, "No worry, this thing is unsafe. Are you crazy? I know we're sideways. I know we're pointing up like a pencil right now, but it's not going to sink. I mean, there's no way. It's the Titanic. It's not going to sink. It sunk. It sunk hard. It wasn't even close."
That's not when I was like, something's up. Like you said, Florida was kind of a toss-up anyway, but they said that Miami-Dade County hadn't fully, sent in their votes. So I was like, okay, well, if Miami-Dade County hasn't, I think Hillary's got this. When I started to think that something was amiss was when Wisconsin, I forget, I think it was Wolf Blitzer, like, unbelievably, it looks like Wisconsin's going to Trump. I was like, Wisconsin's going to Trump? Everyone said Wisconsin was like a lock for Hillary. What the heck's going on? So Florida, once Wisconsin started turning, I was like, oh my goodness. Like something's amiss. What were you watching?
I watched NBC. I watched it all for as long as I could.
MSNBC or NBC?
I did not watch MSNBC. I watched NBC. I watched ABC. I watched CNN. And I watched Fox News.
I was watching CNN. And then once things started getting a little dicey, I went to MSNBC to see how it went. And like as the hours went by, Rachel Maddow's hair just became more frizzled. Brian Williams was just like, oh my God. Chris Matthews, I like Chris Matthews. He's funny. He always quotes movies. He was just freaking out. Everyone on the MSNBC set was just freaking out.
Now,
as the hours went by.
About an hour before the election was called at like 1:30 in the morning.
He made his concession acceptance speech at 2:30 or something.
Yes, about 1:30. There were a number of people who were hanging on to the notion that we're going to be fine. Still, what Jennifer Granholm had said. But John Podesta at Victory Central or wherever it was did this. This is the campaign chair for Secretary Clinton. There's thousands of volunteers and supporters in front of him. He did this.
I know you've been here a long time.
Now, they still think they're going to win. And he is thinking...
Were they not paying attention?
And it's been a long night.
No one here refused to accept that Trump had a chance.
But not even a chance at this point. We're talking about real numbers, official numbers coming in. Did they not have a TV?
And it's been a long campaign.
Listen.
But I could say we can wait a little longer, can't we? They're still counting votes, and every vote should count.
It is for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Several states are too close to call, so we're not going to have anything more to say tonight.
Now, okay. Now, I don't know if Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Michigan and North Carolina had been called at this point.
Michigan's still not called.
Okay, Michigan's still not called. So He's hanging on to that.
So listen to me. Everybody should head home.
He sent them home.
Oh my God, that's
he
bad.
Sent them home.
You don't
You should
send
get some
a party home.
Oh my gosh.
You should get some sleep. We'll have more to say tomorrow.
And there's cyanide tablets.
I want every person in this hall to know, and I want every person across the country who supported Hillary to know that your voices and your enthusiasm means so much to her and to Tim and to all of us.
Now what he wants to say is, but there's clearly not enough of you.
We are so proud of you. And we are so proud of her.
This is like a pep talk after you lose a kid's soccer game.
Oh, yeah.
And she is not done yet.
Yeah,
she was pretty cooked at that point.
Thank you for being with her. She has always been with you.
She's got to be drunk right now.
I have to say this tonight. Good night. We will be back. We'll have more to say.
Oh.
Let's get those votes counted, and let's bring this home. Thank you
this is
so
painful.
much for all of you.
This is very painful for him.
You are in all of our hearts. Thank you.
You know what was actually going on?
She makes Podesta go out. She didn't say a word. She made John Podesta go do it.
While Podesta's doing that, she's looking up Trump's phone number to give the concession.
Oh!
For too long, we've lived in a world of canceled and delayed. No more. Those plans you've been making, they're on. Thanks to OnGo, the #1 ranked at-home rapid COVID-19 test. So that vacation where you get to swim with the pigs, it's on. Your friend's wedding that was pushed back 4 times, it's on. The roar of the stadium, it's on too. OnGo, COVID-19 test results in minutes. OnGo is available at letsongo.com/radio and Amazon. This product has been authorized by the FDA during the public health emergency only, and only for the detection of proteins from SARS-CoV-2, not other viruses. The claim #1 ranked is supported by ECRI's usability evaluation conducted in December 2021.
Okay, look, I know there's a lot of people that have a lot to say about this. And before we get into that, first of all, you need to call our show today, 800-785-1073.
Historic day.
It is. Look, when I was driving in this morning, I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, and I couldn't find anybody really talking about it. I turned on what's the spaceship show, Art Bell, George Norrie. He's not talking about it. I bounced around.
Red-eye?
I bounced around to Tyrone. Tyrone's always a day late.
Tyrone's like, Hillary's got a great chance to win.
It was Red-eye on 1340 AM. Those guys we're talking about. I was like, I can't get enough.
Wait, so you didn't know?
I knew, but I hadn't yet. I need to hear people discussing it. I need to actually hear a tangible back and forth breaking this down. And that's kind of what this is about today. We have a new president, one that a lot of people didn't expect. Congratulations to everybody who voted for Trump. Man, you people did an amazing job. I didn't support Trump. I didn't vote for him. And I said this yesterday. Now he's the president, and that's my guy.
Let's win.
Go get him, man. Go freaking do it. You've polarized a lot of people. If you can turn this around and make people happy and not be an a-hole, good. Feather in your cap. You've been approved by the masses. You are their man. Now go out and make it work, because a handful of hours removed from America saying this is our new president, there cannot be moments where we sit there and armchair quarterback it and say, no. Tough. You lost. The person I voted for lost. Now, don't sit there and try to pick it apart like some kind of a-hole. That's what the people said, and that's the way this country has been for however many years, and damn it, it's going to be okay. Anybody who's sitting there saying, oh, this and that and the end of the world, screw you. That is not going to happen. It's an amazing place to live, and there are too many great things going on here to let that happen. I think it'll be our finest hour. Let's start it off.
And if it is the end of the world, hell, we had a good run.
Let's start it off with, is it Thomas or Tomas?
Hey, Thomas.
Thomas in Hudsonville. Okay, buddy.
Hey,
what do you...
I didn't listen all night long because I've been on overload, so I decided I'd turn on the radio, the Eric Zane show, and I heard this morning, and I was as surprised as anybody.
So,
damn, you did hear from us.
You actually heard the first time that Donald Trump won the presidency on our show.
That is correct.
Did you vote for Donald Trump, Thomas?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Now look. You almost sounded like you were. Yeah, I did. Why would you? It almost sounded like your tone of voice was somewhat like
lesser of two evils.
So where do you go now? I mean, as now that he is the president, do you have little faith that this will work out, or?
Well, I think this is a great country, and there's a lot of checks and balances. So we've survived. I think if you look back in time, we've survived worse.
Yeah.
So we'll survive it. They had a civil war in this country where everybody was killing each other, and somehow this country survived. So I think one way or another it'll work out. I was completely surprised. I went to bed thinking Hillary was going to win. I thought, I don't need to stay up at 2 o'clock, 2 or 3 in the morning like Zane will do because I'm going to find out in the morning anyway. So I thought, let's have a good night's sleep.
Well,
so if I lose, at least I can get through the day without yawning all day long.
Yeah.
So, but I did want to say one thing, if you don't mind.
Please.
Since this is kind of a sports show, can you sometimes want to talk about the Jim Harbaugh? I didn't know if he supported somebody. And I'm not going to hear it anywhere else other than on this show or maybe the Hughes show what the Harbaugh, was he supporting Clinton or the president?
Well,
I'm a big Michigan fan, so if you could elaborate that, I'd appreciate it.
Well, Thomas, I'm pretty sure he was in the camp of the Democrats because he did.
Not really, no. Well, I mean, he was at the rally.
He was at the
but like so was every other big wig at Michigan.
Okay.
Like
I didn't realize. I thought that meant because when President Obama spoke 36 hours ago in Ann Arbor, Jim Harbaugh was there, and so that's all I know. I don't think he's come out and said, has he?
No.
Oh, well,
he would never come out.
He won't say anything.
No, it'd be stupid to come out and say anything.
Why? Why is that? Why is that stupid for people to say that?
Well, sometimes when you're in a position where, like you said, he's the head coach of Michigan, best just not to be political. You can be, but your main focus is to have a good football team and not. Your job is not politics. Your job is to be the head coach.
Yeah, but look, we're not asking him. Yeah, but I understand that. But no one's asking him to give us his foreign policy statement. They just want to know if he supports somebody.
I just want to know if you knew anything about it.
I hadn't heard. I hadn't heard. All right, Thomas, thank you, buddy.
Like anyone could have been speaking in Ann Arbor that day, and Harbaugh would have been there.
Well,
plus his press conference got pushed for, so he didn't have anything going on.
And I think that's important. The fact of the matter is, people, you voted for this person, or you voted for that person. Don't be afraid to say who you voted for.
I don't even know if he voted. Who knows?
I mean, I voted for Clinton, and I don't think people should hold that against me. That's just what I felt. I have one vote, and I'll be damned if someone's going to judge me as a human being based on who I voted for. I'm not going to look and judge you because you voted for Donald Trump or anybody. That's your call.
But he has to go into these kids' houses, and for a coach, it's best not to.
But Jim Harbaugh is a pretty good guy.
He is a pretty good guy.
So I think that if you start to judge a man or a woman by who they think can run the country, I think that's stupid. I think that if people have died for the right to vote, you should be able to say it without being looked at like a criminal, in my opinion. This is Jeremy in Saranac. Jeremy, how are you?
How's it going, fellas?
Hey, buddy. Now, you had voted for Mr. Trump, too, did you not?
Oh, no. Actually, it was the first time because my dad is very Democratic.
Oh, okay.
I could not really figure it out, and it was one of those things where I was walking into the voting booth, still kind of weighing my decisions, and it was the first time in my adult life that I swear on everything, I literally just didn't vote for president. I said to myself, I cannot make a good enough decision. I have teachers that were running for public office. One of my teachers was running for the county clerk and stuff, so I did my due diligence to vote for them, but I just said, you know what, if I can't make the final decision, walking up, I'm just going to leave it blank.
Is that weird for you right now? Now that Donald Trump is the president-elect, I mean, does that change anything for you? Does it make you feel like kind of empty?
Well, I'll tell you this. I mean, I was a little shocked because I just didn't think he was going to win at all. But, I mean, it's very clear that people are sick of politics as usual. I mean, everybody kept saying they're going to vote for the lesser of two evils. And I think that this makes a very clear statement. And, I think we'll look back years from now and say this was the time when people got sick of the way politics is done. And nobody, whether you believe in the WikiLeaks and all the stuff that was going against Hillary, and, Donald, just those commercials that were running in Michigan and making fun of people, that were disabled. That's why I couldn't make a decision. But I just think that people spoke, and the people came out of the woodworks. They had record numbers, and I think people just said, we're sick of politics as usual. So I'm not empty. I'm not kind of anything, because I feel like you guys, I think at the end of the day, there's fail-safes and stuff to where if he starts going off the road, people are going to stop him from doing something crazy. So I don't think anybody should freak out.
Yeah.
I just think that people should be very, very aware that this is the way it's going to be, and people need to start stepping up to the plate if they're going to be, maybe from now on when the politician will say they're going to do something, they're actually going to do it.
Jeremy, well put. Well put, buddy. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
800-785-1073 is our number, 800-785-1073. Julius, question for you.
What's up?
On this terrific piece of equipment that is in front of me, it is a glorious piece of
up to date, very up to date
of electronics. And now I know very little about it, being that I'm kind of stupid now. I know how to turn the microphones on, how to hit certain buttons, things like this. This is, and there is a knob that says leave here, and it's set on a certain spot.
Yes.
Now it's looking back when we signed on, my headphones were at an incredibly loud level, and it's right next to the headphone one. Is right next to the one that says "Leave here" on it, and they're the same color and everything. There's nothing on it to keep. There's no plastic plexiglass
you think there would be
protector. Is this how important is this? Is this knob that says "Leave here"?
Well, a little bit.
What does it do?
Well, Jessica, we were having trouble recording, and Jessica couldn't hear the show. That's why she came in and was like, "Are you guys still on air? Because I can't hear the show." Because that sends it to her.
Yeah.
So I completely forgot about that knob. When we were trying to figure out what was going on, I was like, what the hell is going on? And then when she popped her head in, I was like, oh, that's what it is.
Now let me ask you.
So I quickly ran over.
Does that knob affect what the audience hears?
Nope.
Okay, I was just very concerned that for the last 27 minutes.
Nope.
It's been weird.
It's just literally what's sending over to Jessica.
Gotcha.
But so now we're all set.
Okay, that frightened me a little. That made me pee a little.
I had that's what it was.
Yeah. Well, okay.
She was like, everything was fine until Eric sat down.
Because when I sat down, Bill keeps his headphones so unbelievably loud. Like right now, my headphones are at an adequate number.
Yeah. You can hear it, but you're
4.
It's not deafening.
It goes up to 10. And 4 is absolutely perfect. Any more than 4 would be uncomfortable for me. Bill keeps
Mine's at 4 too.
On 10. And I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he's able to get huge opinions out.
My head would hurt if I was doing that.
That poor man must be deaf as hell. He's probably very good at pinball, like Tommy. 800-785-1073. Deaf, dumb, and blind kid. That's the joke. That's a joke puzzle.
That's what I thought you were getting at. I forgot his name was Tommy.
800-785-1073. So there is still a lot to talk about. Things that have happened since Mr. Trump was president. Now, I should say elected president by you, the people. If you, God, I don't know how else to put it, but just saying call and let us know what the hell is going on in your world as this unbelievable news, historic news, has unfolded in front of our very eyes, and it started all here in West Michigan. This is Bill in Kalkaska. How are you, Bill?
I'm good. How are you, Herc?
Pretty well. Now, are you getting us way up there?
Say that again. You cut out.
Are you listening online, or is the show getting all the way up to Kalkaska?
No, I'm listening on the app.
Okay.
Your guys' app.
All right, Bill.
I'm a follower from your old show, and I love the show. But I just wanted to give you my take. I stayed up all night and watched the coverage, actually, and it really was a remarkable change that I noticed when Ohio started swinging towards Trump.
Uh-huh.
And unfortunately, I wasn't able to vote. I had to travel out of town the week before I was going to register. But
now, Bill, who did you vote? I mean, who was your candidate? Was it Mrs. Clinton or was it Donald Trump?
I would have voted for Trump.
Okay.
I think I work in the oil and gas industry, and I didn't necessarily agree with Clinton's energy policy.
Okay.
That way.
Hey, Bill, it's kind of a crazy staticky thing. I apologize. If you get like a better cell, if you could just check back, I apologize. We're gonna have to cut that short. As I was okay, so I go to bed, and it's nothing has happened to make me think at all tangible that Trump was going to win.
Right.
Like I said, there was a couple things that
perked your ears up. But...
No, not even then. Looking back in hindsight, Jennifer Granholm just kind of putting the puzzle pieces together. Yes, now, but at the time didn't do it for me. So I go to bed, and Diana comes to bed much later. And
you have the teddy bear with you?
I didn't, because I knew it was much later, and she comes into bed. She goes, "Ooh boy!" I go, "What?" Erickson got popped right in the face. Wayne Simmons, oh boy, he just clocked him.
I do like Wayne Simmons.
It was bad. I mean, Simmons was all like a boxer, and poor Jonathan Erickson, he stood up to him, and Wayne Simmons, I think he broke his face. Jonathan Erickson went down hard. It was not good. And Wayne Simmons really racked him. Wayne Simmons really scrambled Jonathan Erickson's eggs.
Good. Hopefully he's out.
And I go, okay. And she goes, and you know what? They won in a shootout, though. And you know what? Athanasiou got that goal. I
was so excited.
I was so happy for him. He was excited. Tyler Bertuzzi almost scored twice.
Oh.
Tyler Bertuzzi, I love him. I'm going, yeah. Uh-huh. And they won. What are you seeing?
I'm just watching the Erickson fight. Hardly a fight.
Yeah. He just kind of stood there.
Erickson, you're 6'6", damn it.
Simmons feigned, I think, with the left and came in with the right or the opposite. I don't know. But, I mean, he didn't even see it coming. It was bad. And I go, yeah. So,
cool.
What about Florida? Oh, I don't know. I go, what do you mean you don't know?
I don't know what the Panthers did.
It was very close. I went to bed, though. I go, okay. All right. So then I kind of kept waking up in the middle of the night wanting to look at the phone. But I dismissed it because I'm like,
I'll find out tomorrow.
If I look at it and if it does say Trump won, it's going to be it's going to shock everything.
Right.
It's going to shake up the world and my brain, and I'll be up. So the alarm goes off. I grab the phone, and on the iPhone is that Safari button, and I'm about to hit it, and I've been laying there too long, and my wife pushes me like, get up, and my finger misses it, and it opens up like the calculator. I'm like, damn it. Close it. I go back there. She pushes me again. I go, stop! And she goes, why are you yelling at me? I go, just hang on. And I hit the button, and then it says Trump shocks world, wins. And I go, and actually, the first thing I saw was a text from Jacqueline. Jackie, my daughter, at 11:40, texts me. She goes, how is Donald Trump going to win this? And I went, oh boy, Trump's doing it. He's got to win. And then it was on. I leaned over. I go, Trump won. And then now Madison, who's 14, adolescence, she's heard all of the rhetoric about the country's going to end if Trump, and she was almost like upset.
Right.
And she's like, is America going to be okay? I go, of course it's going to be okay. I go, honey, don't worry about it. It's all good. He's going to do a great job. It's fine. So there you go. That's how it unfolded. Your calls this morning, 800-785-1073. Again, it's very difficult. Doing a show like ours, talk show, on a historic day to get away from it. And it's just a vibe. I mean, we'll kind of dip back and forth, or stay in it all morning. I just don't know. It's just too difficult to do a show like this, but I know we'll be here. If you have any comments or questions, concerns, I want to hear from Clinton people, for God's sake. 800-785-1073.
They're still waiting for John Podesta to come back and tell him, like...
She got smoked. Now, again, you can talk about the popular election. I don't care. Trump won key states that he was not supposed to win. He slaughtered her. Man. We'll be back in just a few short minutes. If anyone asks you who you listen to today, please tell them the Eric Zane Show on 107.3 WBBL.
That's it. My free view of the Lost Zane recordings. Thank you for the time. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
For too long, we've lived in a world of canceled and delayed. No more. Those plans you've been making, they're on, thanks to OnGo, the #1 ranked at-home rapid COVID-19 test. So that vacation where you get to swim with the pigs, it's on. Your friend's wedding that was pushed back 4 times, it's on. The roar of the stadium, it's on too. OnGo, COVID-19 test results in minutes. OnGo is available at letsongo.com/radio and Amazon. This product has been authorized by the FDA during the public health emergency only, and only for the detection of proteins from SARS-CoV-2, not other viruses. The claim #1 ranked is supported by ECRI's usability evaluation conducted in December 2021.